How's it going, everyone? David from dodmedia. Today we're having a look at what has very quickly become my favorite camera accessory to use, not just on a rig, but across all practical uses really of filmmaking. That is, of course, the iFootage Spidercrab system. Now, iFootage for me personally have been a fantastic brand not only to work with, but whose products I really enjoy using. And I enjoy using them not for the sake of pleasing the brand, but because they genuinely help me during my workflow in all aspects. Like here, for example, I've got this arm holding up this monitor. Right behind this camera, I've actually got a little display monitor, which is kind of showing me what I'm filming while I'm doing this. And that's held up by another Spidercrab system. Right over there on the review desk, I've also got my camera and the monitor held up by another one of these friction arms, although the slightly longer one. Because I didn't have space to have a tripod over there, I just used the iFootage clamp mixed with one of these arms, and it holds everything. It's brilliant. And their system, I'll give you a sneak peek here. Their system even comes ready for a car mount. Gonna do a review of that soon. And so when I say the ingenuity of their products, it's not that it's a standalone friction arm, it's that it works across multiple applications. And that is fantastic when you're a small person team or even a solo shooter like myself a lot of the time. Having something that is adaptable, that can be used in many different ways, across your different rigs and setups, that's really helpful. Now there are a few different options for these Spidercrab arms. For example, this one is the short one. Don't know what the actual model name is. It's the short one. But don't be fooled by how short it is. It is bloody strong. I mean, I can lift the entire camera rig quite happily from that. Not a problem. I am not worried about that one bit. The teeth on this friction arm are just, they're insane. You compare that to, for example, one of those small rig arms. And I think Gerald Undone did this actually, so I'm not gonna steal his comparison, but basically the teeth are absolutely massive. What I really like though about this, especially the let's call it the more expensive, more practical model, is that you have this quick release system. So you just undo this nice tight clamp. There's a little safety latch there. Hit that safety latch there, pops right out, lovely. And then you're left with this little nubbin node. I don't know what all the names are, I'm just going along. Let's call this the crab. Since it's a Spidercrab, it's adaptable. This comes out, it's got a nice handy thumb screw on the back, which will turn it. And as you can see here, you've actually got a 3/8 16 thread, which is retractable to reveal a 1/4 20 thread, as well as 2 locating pins to get it nice and locked, and a nice little rubber gasket to improve your grip on whatever you're mounting it to. So my monitor, for example, has a 1/4 20 and 2 locating holes. So this thing just pushes in, it pushes down that 3/8 thread, and you just screw it on, nice and tight, and that's never coming off. Clicks in place, latch it down, and now I'll just hold the whole thing up from that monitor. Probably shouldn't do that, but actually tighten this a tiny bit more. There, now that's not moving at all. So as I said, that's the short arm. Then on this car mounting system here, you can actually see we've got this more medium length arm. This is more of a similar size to the small rig arms that you might be familiar with. And again, it benefits from the same system. Clamp it out, nubbin, Spidercrab, stick it back in, clamp it down, ain't going anywhere. And then finally, there's an even longer arm. I think it's about 2 feet and it's extendable. It has a clamp if you need it. It uses the same Spidercrab nubbins. And it's basically for any kind of longer application, like for example, stabilizing a slider on a tripod so that you have that additional point of contact. Or in my case, holding a monitor just above the lens so that I can glance up and check my focus, check my framing for my B camera. So that's pretty much it. But why do I say that this has now become one of my favorite accessories to have in my gear bag? Well, 2 reasons really. It is strong as hell and it is very versatile. And I feel like with with filmmaking gear, when it comes to the things that you should really, personally, I think, focus your investments on is 3 things: glass, lighting, and good grip. Your cameras are gonna change, but accessories like these are adaptable across your different rigs. I think I actually bought this small rig handle about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and it's worked its way across all of the different rigs that I've used because it's just such a great, easy to use nature rail handle. And now I can see that these Spidercrabs are gonna have the same thing. They're gonna work, I mean, they already have, right? They're kind of installed all around the studio and on my handheld rig and on the car mount system. I mean, they're gonna become a part of all of the stuff that I do. So would I recommend buying these over, say, you know, the much cheaper small rig versions? I would say if you are saving up to buy a lens, then focus on that. If you're saving up to buy a really strong, you know, strong, like reliable, not strong as in powerful, because you don't always need power, but strong as in reliable light, then save up for that. If you're saving up for gear and you're looking at friction arm systems like this, I would highly recommend looking at whether you can afford these Spidercrab systems over, you know, a standard friction arm, because these will last you. I mean, I can't really see how this will not last me. The teeth are enormous, the clamp system's brilliant, it is strong as hell. Whereas the smaller ones, I've worn down 2 from turning it when it's not quite loosened. The rubber gaskets on all of them are gone. They're not even rubber gaskets, they're just kind of glued on. They're all gone. Whereas this thing, I cannot see how it will ever wear down. And so it's an investment in grip gear that I not only am happy to make, but also happy to suggest and recommend. All right, leave a comment down below if you've used these before. What was your impression of them? If you'd like to use them, what would you use them for? And if you enjoyed this video, there's a link. If you're considering buying these, then you might want to use the link that's in my description. It's in the description down below. It's an affiliate link, which means it won't cost you anything extra, but I'll get a commission from the sale, which will help support this studio and these reviews and this channel generally and me, and just support everything really. All right, give it a thumbs up if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.